this is Ali Reza, and yeah, I stopped and started recording because I had time, why not? And the thing we are doing today is adding our on-off switch and the behavior to our uh, T factory. So the very first thing we want to do is closing all these regions. Yeah, to see what I'm doing and where I should do it. So tab 2, tab 1, and we finished our curves. And this is our tab backgrounds. Here is no region draw tab background. Okay. Wow. Sorry. We have to do it in tab curve, not tab curves. Where was it? Yeah, in here, tab icons. Sorry. There we go. So when we are drawing the tab icons, we want to draw something else. We say draw texture model rect from GUI left plus x size divided by 2, so that's the center of the GUI, minus 16, comma, GUI top minus 14, so this is the size, comma, if we are on switch, then 32. Otherwise, 0 and 224, comma, 32, comma, 14. Remember, I'm getting this icon from factory tabs sheet, not the base GUI, okay? So if I play it now, what will we see? What would you think? Well, it should be on off icon. Yeah, it's on off icon, but it's not doing anything. Okay. And by that, I think we finished our background too. We draw foreground too. We draw the bars. So these parts are finished. Now, as I said, we had done our constructor too. So few methods. These guys are finished. These are the two things that we need to tweak now. In init, first, we want the button list to be cleared. Okay? On switch is equals to factory.get on switch. Okay? And this is a method that now we need to create on our T factory. And where is it now? Okay, it returns Boolean and it returns on switch of the factory, whatever it is. Now in factory, the GUI mouse click, because we finished these parts too. That's the only method we need to finish. We define a GUI. Yeah, that's the part, okay? We define the rectangle to be equal to new GUI rectangle, and of course we need the same thing, so size, x size divided by 2 minus 16, comma, minus 14, because remember, we just told the GUI rectangle to subtract the top and left, so we don't need to do this again. We say if rectangle dot in range this as GUI and mouse X and mouse Y, and now we need to add 1 as side. If we are inside there, now we want to tweak stuff. First of all, we want to say onSwitch is equals to not onSwitch. So we flip back and forth between true and false. If it was false, now it becomes true. It was true, now it becomes false. Okay. Then we want to make a new network packet. Remember, we have our sources, Java, and network, and messages. We want a new message, and we call it what was the name? On off toggle, and we add factory in front. Factory on off toggle. Okay. Now we can just get some parts from here. Control C and move it back, and Control V, and of course it's implementing this, not that. Okay. And now we implement methods. We got the method, and we need the packet. So first we go to the tab. Yeah, we got on message, we got these two to change, and I don't like set action. I want the name to be send a message. Okay. And I want this guy to be again send message. It's better naming after all. So we just select these two, Control C, and we add it down here, Control V, and we need the packet. Now we need to define the packet, so Control C, and finally Control V. Now here we are accepting an index and sending it to index, and there we go. And what are you yelling at me for? Because we don't have those things. So there we go. There we go. And must either be declared abstract or employed abstract method. Yeah, okay. So we need these things. Of course, reading and writing, and to byte. And we will see how we will use it later. So there we go. So this byte, this index now is only 0 or 1, so I can say byte. And this dot index equals index because we will accept a byte here. Okay. And we will send this is read byte, and we are golden there. Now here we will cast the index as byte, and we are golden there. Now all the magic happens here. Let's take a look at that. What we had here is first we are checking the client side, the side that we want to be sure that we are on server side. Same thing happens here. Then we got the container. We don't have anything to do with the container now, but we want the entity. So we get the entity, and then we get the tile entity, and we do stuff with that. Okay, there we go. Now the entity, and we want to do something. We want to say dot set dot what did we call it? Nothing yet. Okay, so we want a method, and we got call factory dot. We say set on switch. Okay, we don't have that. We send in an index, and we of course create it. Now it accepts bytes as we name it switch. switch, thank you. And we can't do that because switch is an internal, so we call on switch. We say this dot on switch is equals to cast to boolean, and we won't be able to do this. You will see that. Okay, we can't cast an int and a byte to a boolean. So how can we do that? We say it's equal to. We say on switch is equal to 1. If that's, then we cast it to true. Otherwise, false. That's how we can convert a byte to a boolean. So we first of all set the on switch on the factory. We set it on our GUI with sending that message, but we didn't register the message yet, so we need to register the message, and that is factory on switch on off toggle, and of course the packet for that, factory on off toggle packet, and next ID, that will give us the next ID by default. So back to the GUI, when we clicked first, we switch our GUIs on switch. Then we want to say, hey, factory on off toggle dot send message factory as the entity, and the index is now our on switch. Okay, but hey, that's a boolean. We are expecting an index. So if on switch, we send 1, otherwise we send 0. Then we say Minecraft dot get Minecraft dot get texture manager dot find texture, and what we want is again icons. What did I name it? What did I name it? What did I name it? Tab icons. And we are binding it here. So tab icons. Okay. Then again we GL enable the GL blend. Where are you? GL blend. And of course then we want to disable the GL blend at the end. So GL blend, there we go. And this is disable, not enable, sorry. Disable. In between, we say draw texture model rect. And again, it's the same stuff we calculated on top, but I don't want to go there, so I just copy it from my code. Control C and Control V. So we are drawing the same thing over again. So we say if we are doing on switch, go 32 inside, if not 0, and then draw it the final thing. Okay, so let's take a look inside of it in action now. And here's the Minecraft. And here we go. We can switch on off. If we save the game and come back, because I write it to NBT, it isn't on now. Save back, come back. Oh, did I write it to the NBT? Huh, interesting. Let's check it. T factor. Read and write to NBT. Are we writing the boolean on switch? List tabs. Yeah, we are reading and writing. Okay, I'm sure of that. There we go. So what is the problem? Well, let's take a look inside my code. I lied a little. In the constructor, I'm not defining onSwitch. So after we got the factory, we can say this dot onSwitch equals to factory dot get onSwitch, and this should solve it. So remember that was on. I will change it to on. Save. Come back. It's off. Huh. So we are doing something wrong. Let me see. In network message, we are registering it. In our toggle, we are setting it. In our factory tile entity, where are you? We get the on switch, we return the on switch. We set the on switch, we say if, oh, let's call it something else. On toggle, okay, on toggle. So we make it sure. If on toggle is 1, then it's true, it's false, it's false. Well, let's make it this way. If on toggle, making sure that everything is okay, then we say on switch equals to true, else we say on switch equals to false, because I'm not sure if I programmed that part properly. Okay. If on toggle, what the heck? Oh, equals to 1. Okay, there we go. And just to make sure that I'm doing everything properly, I will destroy it. Ouch! I will put 1 and I will open it. I will turn it on. I will save the word. I will come back and it's off. What is going on there? Well, in factory GUI, draw background, when we are drawing it, we can say on switch equals to factory dot get on switch. Okay. And now it doesn't change because whenever I'm calling it, I'm not setting the packet, it seems. Factory, comma on switch is, if it's on switch, that send 1, if otherwise send 0. Well, let's see if we can, let's see if we get this guy at all. So here we are logging dot log dot info. What we are sending is plus index. Let's see if I get the message at all. And yeah, we are sending a message. Okay. Set on switch to index. Let's take a look at inside. Come on, you are in way. T factory. Here we will say log.info log.info, and here we say the on toggle, not like that, plus on toggle. After we set that, we say log.info or on switch. And am I setting it somewhere in top in the constructor? No. Okay. So whenever I click, I should see at least 2 messages from server that gets 0 and false. Of course it will set it to false, but why get it? Why do you get 0? You go to hell, you are not the one. Read and write the bot. Oh, that's one part of it. You see the error? I'm reading byte, I'm writing int. So byte, thank you. That shouldn't be the problem because 1 is the least significant bit. Let's see. I think that was the problem. I really think that was the problem. No? And we are getting through. At least every time. Okay. Factory GUI. When we are drawing it, you go to hell. And of course, I think I can write Boolean too. So write, yeah, I can write Boolean. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Come on, I'm derp. I get a Boolean. Thank you. And here and here. I get a Boolean. My life will be much easier. I get a Boolean. And I can call it on. And here I will write on. And I call it on. And I call it on. Okay, here I will call it on. So this is better. V. Yeah, okay. I know that, and it's Boolean. Thank you. And we call it on. So we call it on. And we write here dot read Boolean on, of course. Not write Boolean alone. We don't have anything there. And we say dot write Boolean. God damn it. That is much easier. Now what's the problem? Of course, that is inside our here. We are asking for a byte. We put Boolean, and we simply say, God damn it, delete. It's equals to untoggle. There we go. Much simpler. And here, when I'm sending the message, I will send just unswitch. There. Wow. What we get now? Okay, putting a new one, and it's off. It's on now. We close, we save, we load, we open, and it's off. Huh. On, off, on. And save, please. So we have a problem in reading or sending the message or whatever. Okay. We are reading the Boolean, we are writing the Boolean. And, well, I'm sure that I registered it, network.register message. Did we have anything other than that? Reference network message init, and in init, of course, I'm registering them. It's server side, of course, because I'm handling the client side myself. Uh, Come on, what's wrong with you? We are getting the on switch here. We are setting the on switch here. And here we are getting the on switch. We are setting the on switch. We say this dot on switch at least. Then we are reading and writing to NBT. We are setting the factory on switch with on switch. We are saying on switch equals factory dot on switch. This dot, maybe. I'm not sure. It should work. Unless I'm derping. First where are they? Come on. Not background, yeah, background layer. And mouse click. First we are setting the on switch. We are sending the factory the on switch. Oh. Huh? O or not O? Come on. O or not O? Hey guys, Nasty came to save the world again. Well, the thing is that my previous code that I was working on previously, if I look at my network, I removed it because, well, I was using another system. If you look at my network manager, it's there, and my items, uh, no, not that. My messages, where are you? On network? Yeah, my messages were different. I was implementing iMessage itself, and the system was different, okay? And when I was sending something, I was sending to all, if you recall, send to all around. And here we changed that system. So for that system, we needed to override two more methods. One of them is get description packet. We make an NBT and we say it's equals to new tag compound. Then we write to NBT the NBT, and then we return new S35 packet update tile entity of the coordinates with 0 and NBT. Then we say on data packet, this is called when we have a packet on the network, and the packet is this, okay? We say, hey, read from NBT the packet and the function that is not called yet. But now if I run the game, so nothing has changed, okay? Just I added these two methods. And let's take a look at our NBT data, okay? So clear. And we single load. And here. So we're writing through, we're reading through, and if I open the GUI, now we are seeing the true, okay? So if I turn it off and leave the game, coming back, now it's off. If I turn on, leaving the game, and coming back, it should be on, as you see. So the only things we changed is adding these two, and now I can get rid of these stuff. So, and delete all the commenting. Here we go. Delete and delete, and we shouldn't need this in front of that on switch. Okay. So remember what we had done. The factory on off toggle didn't change. The network message just registered. In factory GUI, we got rid of on off switch. We are just referring to factory get on switch. And in factory, of course, we set the on switch on, where is it? We set the switch on both sides, client and server, and we just added these two, and I will comment them as network stuff. Networking. Okay, packets. And we say do not change. Yeah, that stuff is nothing that we want to change. Okay, so that's it, and by that the only thing remained is to go inside the GUI and set the tab names properly now, because these guys has proper names now, same as these stuff, at least for time being. Okay, and I will do it between two episodes. In next episode, I think I will go and speak with that about that bits and bytes and its operations, because I want to make this factory well, work it. And factory container, well, I have nothing to do with it yet, I think, anymore. Is that the case? can interact with. We don't have to do that. Init ID, index ID, region moving slots, and transfer item stack, merge item stack, and set the slot range. Yeah, we are pretty done with this guy too. I think so. And we just, I think we will come back to this guy later when we are working with recipes inside the tile entity. Yeah. Okay. So then I will add something in here, a new method. But until then, let's just for the sake of completeness, I will say a comment that is slots and tabs. Okay, there we go. Now we have a clean file there. So have fun, everyone. Here comes my job between two episodes. Bye bye, everybody. See you next episode.